anybody out there? Come on, guys. Come on, you guys. I can't believe y'all. Whoa, who is there? Identify yourself. Please. Hi, 2 people. Okay. I have an actual audience, so I'll start the game up now. Whoa. So I will be letting the cutscenes play.
On the ground, now!
Faith, I'm scared. I'll run for you, Dogen. But Noah can't know.
You owe me a lot of script, Faith. I expect you to deliver on your promise.
Faith! God!
Every new day holds a promise. You can waste it or spend it advancing yourself, furthering your prospects and your career. As a future employee of a corporation of your choice, your possibilities are infinite. The key to success lies in unlocking your inner potential through hard work and relentless dedication. As an employee, you are expected to perform at the top of your abilities.
Last day, huh?
And constantly strive to
I thought we'd
excel.
keep you here forever, Leech.
Work is rewarded.
Maybe you'd like another 3 months.
Laziness punished.
It would be so easy.
Personal freedom comes at a
Come
price.
on, let's go. We got a full day ahead.
Our great society expects
Got
every employee to contribute
No
to the
idea why I'm
corporation of
actually
their
letting this
choice.
play, because it's one of those games
Has
where
served a 12-month sentence, to which 9 months
It
were added
doesn't
for several
fucking
incidents of
matter.
insubordination. Deemed ready for...
Conditional release.
Now, if it was up to me...
Policy exists to keep you safe. Be wary of policy breakers in our midst.
Upon release, you must...
Seek immediate employment and will be monitored through your grid link.
If you do not find employment within 14 days, you'll be relocated to a Greyland facility. Do you understand these conditions?
Just get me out of here.
Work hard and you will be rewarded.
Dressing rooms to the left, Leech.
And you will rise to high caste level and enjoy riches well deserved.
Okay, it's almost over.
Dogen sends his best. Enjoy your freedom.
Performed employee. I'm Gabriel Kruger.
Here we go. Oh fuck, I already lost the trophy. I already earned it, so I can't earn it again, but, like, you gotta walk through both of these gates to get the, law-abiding citizen trophy.
Hey! Over here! Don't get on that bus.
Unfortunately, there's no option for a non-standard game over where you actually get on the bus, but, you know, I'm assuming they didn't have that much of a budget to be able to spend.
You could be anyone.
Well, you'll just have to trust me.
Animation money on that kind of
Get off the
thing.
streets.
A beat link? But
Put it on. We need to get you connected and calibrated. I know Noah's eager to talk to you.
Are you lacking drive? Price and auto is the
what the
The
hell?
problem with this game's story is that it keeps talking about what
There's something
Faith
wrong
did
with
for
this.
Dogen. You know, that got her sent to juvie, right? Like, you owe Dogen a lost script and whatever. But the thing is, the game itself never actually goes into detail on what
Oh, sorry. Almost forgot.
on
We have
what
to cut your grid. It's causing the interference.
on what went down between Faith and Dogen.
Yeah, I guess
You have to read the 6-issue tie-in
I'm not
comic
reformed at all.
to get that,
There you go.
which I did, and
Now they know you're gone. Time to get off the ground.
I've got the layout of the continent that Mirror's Edge Callus takes place on, like, memorized. And even I can't remember what Faith did for Dogen. Shit, it was L1. I fucking hit R2. I'm an idiot.
I'll go the other way. Meet you up ahead.
Anyway, so in case you can't tell, I'm playing this on the PS4,
I gave
which,
her the
you know,
B-Link, and she's off the grid. Faith, are you there?
yeah,
Good to hear your voice.
everything needs an explanation now.
Off your tail. Easier said than done, Noah. They seem hell-bent on
Shit,
finding her.
fuck.
Got it covered.
Everything needs an explanation now, so now,
Get inside.
you know, I've beaten this game twice. I feel like I should be able to play it better. Yeah, Runner's Vision is now augmented reality from the red square contact lens that Faith just put on. Yes, this is me speaking on the stream. Okay. Is it really quiet? Hang on, I'll go into my settings. Sound versus just microphone level. Okay. Well, PS4 is telling me that it's in the good range. Oh, shit. It's quiet because it was all wrapped up in the fucking folds of my shirt. I'll just bump it up a little. Is that good? Now I have to wait for the stream delay to cycle so that I can get feedback on my minor adjustments. Okay. Choose volume relative to game audio. Okay. I'll turn. Oh fuck! I have the master volume all the fucking way up. All right, let's test this and see how this works. All right. Is this better? Can you hear me? Good. Okay. Wait, no, not gameplay. Audio. Hear me over the ambient sound. That's good. I'm gonna turn the music down. Yeah, I know we're on a 17-second delay. I'm gonna pull up YouTube on my phone, see if I can get the chat, so you can see the chat faster. Look, dude, I was on Twitch last stream, and the chat delay was the exact same there. So it's, and if I'm being honest, we're not going to Ustream, so I'm turning my shit down. Alright, so the game is low now, and my microphone is at the same level. And that right there is the first really bad thing about Catalyst.
Someone tell me what the hell is going on.
Because in the first game, the enemies would have guns, right? Not all of them, but most of them did. And you could be like, hey, I'm gonna take this gun and I'm gonna shoot you and all your buddies, right? In this, when the guns do show up, you can't take them. And the game actively encourages running away from enemies instead of getting into a fight. But there are several points in the game where you've got to fight a bunch of people. It's you know, you're locked in a room with 4 guys, and you got to beat up the 4 guys to get out of the room. The combat that they've replaced like the basic disarming and shooting moves with, the combat is garbage. In the early stages of the game, when you're up against mostly guardians and protectors, it mostly comes down to mashing square and circle, or not circle, mashing square and triangle. And then later on in the game, when you go up against the Sentinels, the final, like the big climax of the game, the boss battle, is against 2 Sentinels at once, and it's just hold back, press triangle, press triangle, press triangle, hold back, press triangle, press triangle, press triangle. It's just not very good. And I mean, the combat isn't like a major part of the game, but it's God damn it, it's major enough that it is a detraction. Also, forced skill tree. Like, the skill tree has mandatory things.
I asked nicely.
Because if you want to play the game in any,
like I had a choice.
Sure.
like, if you want to be good at the game, which not even that.
Can you make it across to those pipes?
If you want to get through this game, you're gonna need at least skill roll, quick turn. Quick turn is actually mandatory, and switch place, because switch place. No, it's not bad, and considering you can get new copies for like $20, I'd say go for it. Because the core game, the core parkour free-running game, is still really fun. It's just shit. I'm so used to playing the later parts of the game, I thought there was a grapple point there. It's just there were a lot of weird decisions. Not even necessarily bad decisions, because, like, I wholeheartedly supported getting rid of the guns, but they replaced it with the weird combat, you know? If you could... And shit. and the combat wouldn't be so bad, because it fits the character to not be especially great at fighting, but it does force you into combat a lot. And I don't know, if you're gonna have forced combat, I do want reasonably okay combat. And god fucking damn it. Also, the loading screens are fucking terrible. Like, I'm dying 5 seconds within respawning, and the loading screen is half a fucking minute. Okay, I was pointing at the wall. That should have been an auto-cling wall run. Because that's how it's supposed to work. Also, you'll see more of this once we actually get into, like, the main story missions and out of, like, the prologue. But there's, like, maybe 4 places you go to get the main story missions.
Too close.
And they're pretty far apart on the world map, because for some ungodly reason, this is a open world game. There was no reason for it, but they did it anyway. So it's an open world game. And because the 4 places you go to get the missions are far apart, that means you're running through the same route a lot. Like, if you don't use fast travel in this game, you're gonna end up at least like a 1/6 of your story playthrough is just gonna be shit. Like a solid 1/6 of your story playthrough is going to be going through like one of 4 routes to get to this mission place or this mission place. And even after a mission place stops being relevant in the story for whatever reason, you still need to pass through it a lot. Because, well, the Noah's Lair is in the Zephyr Transit Hub, and I keep missing this jump, which is weird. Noah's Lair is in the Zephyr Transit Hub, which is basically as far as I can tell, basically the center point of the entire map. And after a while in the story, Noah's Lair stops being relevant for reasons. But because of how the world map is laid out, you still have to pass through. You still have to pass through the transit hub to get to wherever you need to go next a lot of the time. And that's a problem because the transit hub is host to one of the jankiest mechanics in the entire game, which is disrupting fans.
Oh, at least you got here
Yeah, which I wouldn't be a problem with. It's kind of cool. But the fact of the matter is you need to stop to disrupt these fans.
Well,
and you can't stop directly in front of the fan. You gotta stop a ways in front of it.
Caused a whole lot of trouble for Noah.
You don't know what happened.
I know enough. And I know that I'm faster and safer than you.
Faith, are you at Orion yet?
Oh, you're talking about jank animations? Wait until we get to a mirrored surface and watch the basic jump animation. Like there's like 2 frames of her legs going up. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, so here's a fucking combat tutorial because
I can do it.
I know you can.
And this is where the combat turns into mash direction and triangle. Yeah, I guess. I guess. And you gotta do this very precise because I've never actually seen it happen in the game itself, but apparently that does happen, where enemies take damage if you knock one into the other. But everybody's constantly moving so fast in this game that that's basically impossible to ever pull off. Really, if you want to get through combat fast, your best option is just to constantly springboard into people, because that constantly springboard or wall run into people, because that's an instant kill if you use triangle.
Remember to use your surroundings when attacking.
Also, I find it really interesting that apparently they've mapped out this entire building and are just able to use it whenever for their combat tutorial. Oh, fuck.
Why? What difference would that make? Read up on the Connors family history and you'll get why, Icarus.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from on that, on the whole... I can see where you're coming from on the whole swinging animation being kind of jank, but I'd wager like maybe $2 that it's less the animation and more how I just use them. Anyway, springboard through the window. Ooh, oh god. That window break animation, that's not great.
One more thing. K-Sec are talking about some special unit being sent in. It could be a new drone or something. Be careful, both of you.
Oh, because all the gloss just immediately goes out of the window. It just completely goes black. Something I find really interesting about the combat here is that Faith has a homing attack that's like even better than Sonic's, because because if you springboard off of something and then try to attack somebody that's near it, you will hit that person. Even if you shouldn't be landing like anywhere near them, you will hit that person. Anyway, so here's a Sentinel, and the funny thing about this animation, or this cutscene, is that Faith just fucking stopped here. Also, it goes into first person, which makes you think you can control it, but you cannot. Faith just stops and lets this guy beat her the fuck up. But eventually, when you start actually facing Sentinels in gameplay, you use the exact same moves that I was just using on the other K-Sec guys, and it beats them just fine. So it's like, you know. I don't know, it's gameplay and story segregation, but, you know, I'm going the wrong way. Anyway, so you gotta go up to these floors. I think you dropped down like 2 floors. It's amazing that he wasn't able to detect any. That is the tough enemy. No, they are tough. It's just that you've got 2 attacks, okay? You've got your light attack and you've got your heavy attack. So they are tough, but only because they deal more damage than regular enemies, and they have like 20 times the health of a regular enemy. And this eventually leads to the final boss, you know, boss in air quotes, is just 2 of those guys. 2 of those guys at once. Using that, and here it really makes me sad that I've got to turn the sound down for you guys to hear me, because the music here is pretty great. Also, I'm just a gigantic sucker for, like, intros to, like, movies or games that have, like, the logo of the, or, like, the title or whatever of the game or the movie just floating out in space over a city skyline. Like, Panic Room, one by David Fincher. I think that did that, too, and that's, like, one of my favorite, God damn it. That's one of my favorite, movie credit sequences of all time, honestly. Yeah, New Prey does have that. I played the demo of that. I'm very interested in playing New Prey, but not enough to the point where I'll buy it full price. Because, like, the demo is like the first hour or so of the game, and I do like what I've played, but I am kind of worried that it's going to turn into a one-trick pony, where it's like, okay, everything in this station is a mimic. I get it. Not gonna touch anything before shooting at it 20 times first. Anyway, so like I said, I'm gonna let the cutscenes play. And the writing's not generally bad. It's not great or anything memorable, honestly, but this is the one cutscene where the writing is actively bad.
I heard she's eager to run.
She's been gone a long time.
I also heard she's sorry.
Maybe she learned something while she was away.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing, but like third person.
You look older.
Screw you.
Third person.
Nice place you got here.
Referring to yourself in the third person just doesn't work.
Mind if I stay a while?
I was hoping.
Ever. Honestly.
And about that run?
Go talk to Birdman. He'll put you through your paces.
New guy. Seems a bit uptight.
Hey, Chris? Mm-hmm. He's a good kid. He runs better than anyone.
Than anyone?
Go talk to Birdman, and we'll see. All right? I'll be here.
Dogen sent me a greeting.
Yeah. We'll deal with him in time. All right? Now go. Astound me.
Yeah. I mentioned this earlier, but again, like, she brings up Dogen here, and like, nearly the entire game revolves around, you know, Faith's got to pay off her debt to Dogen, but again, they don't tell you how she got this debt. Oh, I've got to... Again, we've got a mandatory upgrade here, folks. Our first of a few. We gotta buy the world map, which sounds like something out of that Upgrade Complete Flash game, but no, it's real. And here's... and considering we're going into the mission where we go talk to Birdman, that's another Birdman brings in two minor issues with the story.
There you are.
This is
What
pointless.
do you want? Oh, just to look at you. While you're still
In that
Dogan expects prompt payment.
a few characters, specifically Birdman and Nomad, are introduced early on in the story like they're important characters, but then they only turn up again in like a couple side missions and are never really factor into the main plot, even though apparently Nomad is like Faith's best friend or something.
Way better now that you're out, and it just so happens I can also use your help.
And second,
Yeah, I heard. I say that geezer can wait.
Birdman is an interesting character.
Where to find me.
Like, Birdman's story is basically that he was like the first runner before, you know, runners were even a thing. And he like ran for people in the original like rebellion that broke Cascadia, which is the planet, which is not the planet, the country that this game takes place in. Birdman was a runner for the uprising forces in Omnistat that broke Cascadia off from Omnistat, right? And that's an interesting story. Like I want to hear more about Birdman, but he doesn't factor into the plot, and we never really learn about it. And honestly, that stuff's like not even in the game itself. Like that stuff's all in like the lore documents and the website.
Patience never was your virtue, Faith.
Which is...
Thought you were taking a nap. Isn't that what old people do?
Careful with that mouth, girl.
Also, I do love I do love Birdman anyway because he's so obviously Morgan Freeman.
Told him I'd do no such thing. But I have a dash for you. Enough to test yourself.
So that's good.
I already fed you, Calliope. Get off of me. Damn rats with wings. Never leave me alone.
And you know, I can't fault his gimmick because, you know, when the corporations are overseeing everything you say on the internet, might as well use messenger pigeons.
Show them other runners that you got your uses too. It's good to have you back, girl.
And yeah, that line there. Good to have you back, girl. Right? Basically everything about this opening, like hour or so, everything's about like, oh, here are all these characters, and it feels like you're supposed to know them, but even though this is in a series, and I mean it's technically a reboot, but it's still like had I do believe I'm lost. I'm just gonna restart that. Even though, like, the original had characters that you could potentially, the original had characters that you could, like, potentially, you know, maybe bring into this setting. Where, you know, it's not the exact same as the original, but like, you get what I'm saying. Like, you could bring Merc or Celeste or whoever. Truth be told, I haven't like played more than a quarter of the first one, so I'm not entirely sure of like the characters of the first one. I just know that there are characters, and Celeste shows up in the comic, right? And you can find recordings of her like planning to leave town. Yeah, absolutely none of the original cast shows up in this, except for Faith. Faith's...
Dash time is up on the beat, Faith. Not bad.
There's a character that is Faith's sister in this, but it's not Kate. If that makes any sense.
Hey, Faith, I need your help.
Like it's fundamentally...
Scattered all over the city, and now it's through the grid. Please tap into any leaks you see, and we'll get that data reassembled.
It's fundamentally a different character, but she still fills the role of, you know, Faith's sister.
Don't fall off.
There she is, in the flesh.
In my clothes, even. Thanks for looking after them.
This guy is incredibly thirsty for Faith.
Surviving?
I
missed you.
Oh gosh. So what do you need help with?
That's basically his only character trait.
They're setting up a comm system to warn about...
You know, he wants to help the outcasts. You know, he hates the corporations, but that's literally every character in this game. His defining characteristic is that he's Faith's best friend. Again, best friend in air quotes.
You know me. Always helping
But
those in
like,
need.
You can play indifferent, but I know why you got locked up.
he collected her clothes when she was arrested.
Not far from here. I'll mark them for you.
Okay, on it.
I don't like Nomad. That he seems like the type of guy who'd unironically listen to 21 Pilots. And don't get, you know, probably yes. Unironically listen to 21 Pilots. That's not quite right. I mean, listen to 21 Pilots and think they're geniuses of lyrical quality. Because I can listen to 21 Pilots and enjoy like the music, but Tyler Joseph is a fucking emo crybaby, and I hate him. Anyway, so with the introduction of the Protector, we've switched combat from mash square to mash direction and circle. Not circle. I keep getting circle and triangle mixed up. Oh right, I'm supposed to keep my focus up this mission. Even though it's incredibly hard to keep your focus up in combat because you're constantly stopped. Oh no, this isn't the one where I have to... This isn't the one where I have to keep up my focus, it's just the fact that I ran directly past the control box that I was supposed to collect. Oh fuck. Oops. I accidentally hit the home button, fellas.
Not yet.
Well, I'm sure you can work something out. And if not, I'll come with you when you go into exile. We'll own the Grey Lands.
You know, it doesn't help Nomad's case that his voice actor is a fucking chode. Like I listen to that voice, and all I get is angsty teenager. And considering his name is Nomad, and apparently his shtick is anti-corporation graffiti, I've got a feeling that's what I'm supposed to get. Honestly, I really don't like Nomad, and I'm glad he doesn't factor into the plot. Also, Faith doesn't like guns, but she will sure as shit kick a motherfucker off a fucking building. Oh, this guy is still around. I thought he was down.
Good, but we have a problem. There's a low-cast
fingerprints again! I did. You were supposed to be on your way to Food Dome Epsilon 3 days ago. Subdue him.
Faith, Nomad.
I do like how their idea of subduing is just immediately smack him in the fucking face with a baton.
It's happening all the time. It's not your fight.
Yes, it is.
What do you mean, almost? When you are fighting these protector guys, or the sentinels? Oh, you mean, I thought you meant the controls, because, no, the combat is literally mash triangle, and any direction you want, and R2 sometimes.
You're okay.
To,
Took care of them.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I saw that, Faith. Told you you couldn't fool me. You just helped that Locust, Noah. Yeah. She takes after her parents. You say that like it's a bad thing.
look at those arms. Something about those arms is just, like, wacky.
Now we need that first handful of chips delivered.
Figured as much. Where?
There's a dead drop at the marker on your map.
I think the hands are in some part due to the weird FOV semi-fisheye effect. See, the problem with making this game open world is that they instead of creating, you know, interesting things to do, they filled it up with bog standard run this here within this time limit. Run this into a different place within this time limit. And just like a million fucking collectibles. Like these grid leaks. These orange fucking balls, you know, like they're barely a thing.
I'm there.
But there's, you know, there's 200 of them. All over the fucking city. So it's just like, you know, collect them all. Fuck you. And it's like, bruh. Okay, so this is...
Focused all the way to the drop. If you stop or make too many mistakes, you won't make it.
Oh, okay, so heavy traversal attacks will break your focus. And so gotta use square for this one. This is the highest this strategy will get in combat here. Because for this one mission only, mind you, like none of the other missions require you to keep focus all the way through. All these missions all of the this is the only mission which requires you to keep focus, and coincidentally is also the only fucking mission you should use square on the protectors with.
You're almost there. Keep it up.
There. I hope it's worth all the trouble.
More than worth it. You helped a lot of people today, Faith. Talk more soon.
Anyway, so I got that done, and now Nomad is...
I like using the conglomerate's tools against it. The billboards are perfect for that.
Nomad's entirely out of the plot now. He's gone. Say bye to Nomad. So,
You're more than ready to take on a real assignment. I got the perfect run for you. Come back to the lair and we'll...
those were filler missions. I'm gonna be straight with you. There are only 15 story missions in this game, and we're through 4 of them. Those 3 were just... They were straight up filler missions. And I'm gonna check if I have an upgrade point available, because not having skill roll is driving me fucking insane. There we go. Now I can do this. Believe it or not, that really never gets nauseating. It's getting hot. I gotta turn off my lamp. There's one late game mission that was so obviously like not built for the movement system because you're constantly on tiny platforms over bottomless pits. And it would work really well if you could carefully maneuver yourself to the edge of these platforms so you could jump to the other ones, but you can't in this game because it's either dead stop or 50 miles per hour running.
Still could.
So if you try to move on these platforms, you fall off and you have to start over.
Elysium Labs.
After like a minute long loading screen.
Very good script.
Anyway, so
An Elysium data grab? You think she's ready?
How about you get off my case?
You're going with her.
I can take care of myself just
guess
fine.
what happens between those two by the end of the game?
Alone, but I want Icarus on watch.
I do want you to actually guess, because I have a feeling you'll get it right on the first fucking try.
And so what do I get for babysitting?
A third of the script. Or I give it to Aisha and Caleb. Your call.
All right. I'll see you there, Faith. Oh, and don't get lost.
Go. You don't want him to beat you there?
So anyway, this is after those 3 filler missions, this is the first real actual mission of the story, because this is where the story actually starts happening. Also, the sky and the various cutscenes make it look like this game has a day-night cycle, but I severely doubt it actually has a cycle, and I'm pretty sure it's more just like, hey, we want to make it night for this mission, so it makes sense story-wise. Okay, we'll basically change day to night at random at various points in this game, because like during that prologue mission it was sunrise, and now it's sunset.
I found an open window for you.
And I don't care how fucked up the Earth is at this point, because apparently it is pretty fucked up.
Who knows?
As in Florida's completely sunk. A day, because this game has basically been real time at this point.
Make us some script.
I refuse to believe a day passes this in this amount of time.
Faith, I heard about the open window. Urgent Speaker Cleaner forgot, but I don't think so. Be careful. Not her specialty, is it? Being careful. Do your part and let Faith do hers. Already doing it. I prepped the lines of the window for you, Faith. Just slide across.
Yeah, also they mentioned this open window, and they're kind of suspicious of this. What if it's a trap?
And keep an eye out for Kruger-Sec.
But then it turns out that no, window is just open.
What? I'm liking this one less and less.
Alright, who the fuck is the Russian?
We're done, Noah. Yeah.
Yeah, also, during these story missions, especially if you're in an enclosed space, they'll just randomly turn off runner vision, and then you can just turn it back on at certain points, and sometimes they'll turn it back on for you. cares? Does anybody know who this goddamn Russian is?
Once you find the elevators, you can climb one of the shafts or free ride one of the carts up.
And I mean, it's entirely possible that the window and this vent that's coming up here in this elevator shaft were actually opened by the Omnistat agent that we'll see in a few minutes. But it's just kind of weird that these things are just randomly open, ready to go for Faith to jump through. Yeah.
If you value
Going through event, going through event, going through event, going through event.
I think April Kruger is here.
What? We should abort the run.
Now, just be forewarned, I'm not going for find all the documents and the recordings and shit. I mean, I'll grab the shit that I just see. Like that shit, you know. If it's just there, I'll grab it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way looking for stuff. So if you were hoping this would be a cheat guide as to where all the collectibles are in Mirror's Edge Catalyst, it's not.
Information is power, Noah. For some.
It's not happening. Also, I really do like Noah's characterization as a guy who doesn't want to know anything about anything.
What's the data we're grabbing again? Sorry. That Faith is grabbing while I babysit her.
Is anybody still here? I can see 2 viewers, but you haven't said anything since the middle of the last mission.
Good. Connect to any terminal in workroom 4H. The shotgun will do the rest.
Oop. Had some good commentary. Had some.
I thought I'd document our trip like a diary. For Alani when she gets older.
She's doing much better already.
Yeah, but
I mentioned Celeste earlier. This series of audio recordings, the Travel Diary series, is the only appearance of any of the original cast in this game. Because Celeste is in these Travel Diary recordings. Outside of those recordings, Faith is the only character to return from the original game. So honestly, if you changed the name of the main character and like her face, this wouldn't it wouldn't be a Mirror's Edge game.
Sorry, but I'm gonna check it out.
Of course you are. I'll just sit here then. Get out in one piece. Had it been me, it isn't.
Because like, it's a completely different setting, completely different band of characters, completely different story. The only thing that's the same is, again, Faith being the main character.
This area is different. What are they doing?
Foreshadowing.
That's good to hear, Mr. Fu. We've been... What the... There.
Director Mira, activate the alarm.
Deal with him.
This is Director Mira. We have a code blue.
Isabella's top waifu. TBH.
Wait! I need him alive. What was that in his hand?
Cyanide.
What a waste. Where's that thing?
Boy, you caught a spy and you didn't expect him to go full cyanide on you?
Stop her!
Stop her! There's something about the guy who plays Gabriel Kruger. Something about his tones.
I need an exit.
They make me laugh sometimes. Anyway, so here are the guys with the guns. Can't take them. Can't take the guns. You know, I always thought it was really odd that the shooting in Mirror's Edge 1 sucked so bad. Because, like... Don't DICE make really fucking good shooters most of the time? Like, isn't that what they're known for? Their shooty game? The Battlefield? A lot of things are happening right now. Things are happening, but none of it really distracted me from the fact that I was running in 2 straight lines there.
I'll lead them off. Meet you back at the lair, Faith. The whole city's on alert. The grid is on fire. Whatever you did really stirred the nest, Faith. I've been telling you for years, we don't do runs against Kruger Sec. And then what's the first thing you do when you get out? I don't know why I bother.
Say something to me, folks. I need gratification that I'm doing this for an audience and not just people who are leaving it on in the background to make me feel better. You know. Anyway. So if we go just by if we go just by number of missions, we're already a third of the way through the game. But if you go by actual game length, we're like maybe a 1/6 into it.
What the hell, Faith?
Yeah, I know Mirror's Edge wasn't a shooter, but I don't know. It just kind of surprises me that, you know, DICE isn't able to just like import. I don't know how games work, so I'm looking at it as an outsider looking in, and it's like, well, why can't they just take the gun code from this game and put it into another? You know, which probably doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but
I need to
you
figure
know.
out what to do with this. In the meantime, try not to get yourself killed, okay? I already lost you once.
Fear not, I'm back. Kruger Sec's gone. Thank you. Would be nice.
I'm gonna get some sleep.
Haha, get fucked, Icarus.
That if we don't stop them now, the corporations will rule our lives. Shit, step back!
Fun fact, this entire game takes place in Southern Australia.
Not now, honey. I have to finish this.
Girl, over here. You'll be safe in here. Just stay put.
Faith, I'm scared.
Let us go, Kruger.
You should have cooperated, Dr. Connors. I didn't want this.
Mommy?
Haha, get fucked, Faith's parents.
That, my little squirrel, is your future.
Traumatic flashbacks as nightmares. That's never been done before, ever.
I got just the thing for you.
Nomad? Where are you?
I got my hands on a glitch mod, which should work with your beatlink. I've sent you a copy. You can use it to get through the fans at Zephyr. Try it out and come meet me. We have a situation.
Oh, apparently... No, I forgot. Nomad's not out of the plot just yet, folks. Enjoy. Yeah, okay, so... The fan disrupting. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Thanks, Nomad. I'm on my way.
Thought you'd like it.
Right there it worked. I was able to do it while I was still running, but sometimes you just gotta stop dead in your tracks for it to work, and...
Noah's had the Cabal keeping a pretty low profile, slowly building their rep. Guess that's changing now, huh?
Runner identified, Control. Subduing.
Fuck you. That boy's fucking dead. Like, he's dead as fuck.
Alright, I'm in position. I'll wait for you here. Faith, where are you? Oh, hey, Noah. Faith is helping me out with something. Again? Now what? Sorry, but the less you know, the better. It's for a good cause, though. I promise.
I forget what I'm actually supposed to do in this mission. I know it has something to do with Nomad, which means I probably hate it, but... And that's nothing to do with the character in this case, it's just that the missions he gives out are never good. But I suppose I'll remember as soon as they tell me what to do.
So what's happening?
Heard you ran into Gabriel Kruger.
Word gets around.
Yeah, look. Kruger-Sec are saying that they're gonna clamp down harder on the runners. And they're setting up
the fucking antennas.
Someone should clamp down on them.
These aren't Ubisoft brand radio towers, but they're still pretty bad.
Someone wrecked those antennas.
And by someone, you mean me.
Hey, I do it myself, but you were always the fighter, Faith.
Sure. But let's keep Noah out of this, okay?
No worries. I'll keep a lookout from here. So, are you going or what? Maybe someday you can teach me how to fight too, and I'll do this myself.
I hate it when your kicks only just go through the NPCs. Like I want him to react. I want to see his skinny little face feel pain. I hate him. Blanc. Boy! That boy's dead. Again. Scanning grid print. If you play Catalyst, be prepared to hear those two words like 20 million times. Scanning grid print. Scanning grid print. See ya, Jeremy. Good night. I think I'm gonna end. I think I'm gonna finish up this mission and then end it. Because everybody's going to bed. And also it's something like midnight for me over here. Probably more along the lines of 12:30 actually. So I should probably also be getting to bed. And considering once I'm done this mission, we'll be through 6 of 15 missions. I think I could make this into a pretty decent 2 or 3 part. Maybe even 4, actually 3 or 4 sounds reasonable. I think, I'm pretty sure no. I think you're limited to Twitch, YouTube, and Ustream. So I think I'm gonna stick with YouTube for the time being, just because of the ease of access and the automatic archiving, which I do quite like. But yeah. So anyway, I'm at the lair, so I'm gonna. Oh right, I forgot. The game automatically sends you on the next mission after every mission. So I'm gonna let this cutscene play.
Ah, there you are.
And then I'm gonna
With the news that you're back, apparently. But
I'm gonna let this cutscene play, and then I'm gonna end the stream here. Considering we're through 6 of 15, because 6 missions, hour and 12 minutes. That's pretty decent.
Yeah. So Classic can be a bit. Well, never mind. Go there, and we'll see what comes out of it.
So I will see you guys later.
You'll need some gear to get into Anchor District. Icarus will set you up.
I think the next stream that I'm gonna be, I think the next stream is probably gonna be Sunday
I want this thing off our hands
night.
before I know what it is.
I'm gonna say Sunday night. Yeah. Sunday night, because KeyCon will be done by then, and I've got Monday off, so my mom won't be asking questions about me staying up Sunday night. She will probably ask questions about who I'm talking to, but, you know. Anyway, so, I will be back with more Mirror's Edge 2 on Sunday. So, and stop broadcasting.